Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good seeing you. Let's see. Oh, my goodness, Jane, you made it. Hi, Tina, Leanne. Hi, everyone. Let me know how my sound is. Let me know. I'm going to test that before I start. I actually jumped on early enough. Am I coming in good? Hi. Oh, okay, good. Thanks. Thanks for the check. All right. So is everybody ready? Oh my goodness. Olivia, Jennifer, Yvonne. How many do we have? Oh my goodness. Oh, oh, I don't care about that. Uh, oh, great. Liz? Okay. I'm going to switch. I just want to say hi. Welcome. You are with me, Angela Green, painting with fibromyalgia. And these are little practice paintings that we've done. I meant to grab my other ones. We did a wine bottle, wine glass, very simply done. And now we're going to be doing grapes and cheese. Grapes and cheese. Yes. Or cheese and grapes. Oh, Jennifer. Okay, so um, this is a 11 by 14 canvas, and what we could do is put all three together. You know, we could put like in a kitchen, or if you want to sell it or whatever. But they're kind of practice, and I'm going to put them on another painting as the foreground. So that's what we're doing. These are our little practice pieces, and I'm going to switch over to, let's see, I'm going to switch over to this one. All right. So you should see now that I have, point to them here, phthalo blue, quinacridone magenta, titanium white, burnt sienna. It's starting to separate, so it's getting a little funny, but I just wanted it for some little details like leaves and stuff like that. And some cad yellow. We're going to be mixing that to get some green. All right, for leaves and for grapes and for stuff like that. Okay. And what we could use too, which I didn't really think about, is we could use ultramarine blue too. And we're going to paint a combination of phthalo blue and quinacridone magenta to give it more of a bluish cast on there on the background. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. Does it say ultramarine blue?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. Thank you. Thanks, babe. George is here, everybody, if you want to say hi to George. And he's going to be shouting out.
Hi.
He's going to be shouting out if you're trying to talk to me. I could hear you. I don't mind if you do that, babe.
Okay.
So I'm going to dip into my white first. Let me know if you can't see the palette. I tried to set it up for you. Some of my quinacridone magenta and some of my ultramarine blue. And I'm going to try to paint it's going to be more on the blue side, a purplish, bluish side. And then I'm going to use my yellow ochre a little bit after I get done with this. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of fast and get this done. And what I like to do too is vary the color a little bit. So I throw some quinacridone magenta in here. And just vary it a little bit. I'm going to lighten it up on one side. So I'll throw some white in there too, but more on the other, more on this side. Okay. So just kind of quick swishes. Okay. Any questions yet? Okay. If there's any questions, honey, you want to shout them out to me? Because
Okay.
otherwise I won't know.
Okay, dokie.
Thank you. All right. Need some water. I wet my brush a little bit. All right. And I keep dabbing so you can see what I'm doing, right? Can you see the palette? I think you can. So a little bit of mixing some of the quinacridone magenta into the blue on the canvas to give it a blurry, more of a blurry look. Shouldn't have done that yet. Now I'm going to go into the white just a little bit and just lighten this up some. Lighten that combination up. If I need to slow down, let me know. I like to keep these within the hour, and if I don't have to break it up, that's good. Had a little too much white in there. And I'm going to get some quinacridone magenta, throw that in there, and some phthalo blue. Just kind of mix it up. So you kind of get my drift between all of those colors. A little quinacridone magenta, phthalo blue, a little bit of white, just a tiny bit of white now because I'm going down here to where I want it darker. Cover is really nice and well, and blend it together. I like the smaller canvases for the purpose of showing you on here too, because it covers so much faster than when I use the larger canvas. Okay. Be careful not to go over stuff when it's still, like, it's not wet enough, it's still damp. If it's wet, it's okay, but once it starts to dry, you know, you'll just be picking that paint right back up. Okay. And I don't want a division here. Okay. And it looks good. I'm just going to swipe this outside a little bit. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk to you for a second and let that dry. It's not going to take long. Now, because we're talking about wine and cheese and what else goes with that? Wine and glass and cheese and grapes. I had to have something to drink that kind of goes with that. So I have my little natural ginger ale, my ginger beer, and my ice in my wine glass. So like, oh, I'm really in the mood for this now. Let's see, who else is here? Did anybody join us? Oh, we're talking about Australia. Nice. I love that we have an international group here. That's really great. How's everybody feeling? Did I miss all that already? Hungry? Oh. Well, now is the time to stretch if you're painting. See a little. Ooh. If you're painting, now is a good time to stretch, move around. When we do our paintings together, we try to do it where it's like not real high pressure, like we have to get done and we have to push ourselves for 2 hours, because that does us in. If you have chronic pain of any kind, it does us in. If you don't, it's still not the fun way of painting. So we try to paint in a very loose style. Let's switch over so I could talk to you a little bit better. There you are. We try to paint in a way that it's a loose style, and it's not really intense. And then when we're finished, we can move. We could actually stand up or straighten our back out, because we're not so into that one position for so long. So that's what I like to get everybody to do. Yeah. Everything, Jane says, everything goes with cheese and wine and grapes, even toast. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I do too, but I mostly do it with a bigger canvas. You ever see my videos where I flip the canvas upside down and I do the bottom part on top? That's just for easier reach and then not stress about the bottom part of the canvas where it sits on the easel. So whatever takes the stress out of painting, that's what I do. With this smaller one, it's not so that I have to reach so high. And the other thing is too, I cover that little shelf part of the easel, whatever that's called. There's that clingy, there's that kind of plastic wrap. I don't remember the name of it. Honey, I don't know if you know the name of it. But I love it. It's not your typical plastic wrap. It has like a texture to it. So it has a little paper in it, mixed in it, I think. But anyway, I love it. So if you find a plastic wrap that's not your typical plastic wrap, and it's not wax paper, I would grab that for your easel, because I keep it on there forever and it doesn't move and all that, and it's great. So just another little tip I wanted to tell you about. Let's see, what wore you out? I've been looking for reference photos today. Oh, you know what, Yvonne? Do you follow Cinnamon Cooney? Because she has a new group, and that's all she does every Sunday is put reference photos on there. So if you follow her, it's I forget what it's called. If it's called Art Sherpa 18 plus, but it's for adults because she does have some nudes on there. But they're reference photos that you don't have to look for or pay for. And they're free for you to do whatever you want to do. And it's kind of a challenge. So I'm just letting you know, because I'm in it. I mean, because it's like, boy, you don't have to think. There it is. Voila. Every Sunday, a new one. So check that out. And you can even start your own album on there. So that's kind of nice too. Really nice. Okay. We might even do that in our group. We might start an album. Everybody have their own album. That would be kind of cool. All right. So, oh, you're doing that. Oh, you did the first challenge. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Because the stuff she puts on there is the stuff that I tend to not look to paint. So it's pretty awesome. All right. So this should be, this side of it should be okay. All right. So what we're going to do is, we're going to try to put it in a way that when you get finished with it, you'll know how to put your composition together so that your grapes and your cheese and all that kind of fall together and look nice together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the cheese, because I want the grapes to surround the cheese. Well, actually, I'm going to start with some green grapes. Then I'm going to nestle the cheese in there. And then I'm going to surround the cheese with some, a little bit darker grape. But I have to make sure that I don't have the same color grapes as I have as the background. But I forgot, before we do that, I'm going to throw some yellow ochre on there and just kind of brush it very, very, very lightly onto the canvas to give it kind of an aged look, which I almost forgot to do that part, and I did that with everything else. So I would take the widest brush you have and softly, very softly, with a makeup type pressure so that it's see-through, dip your paint in water and then wipe it off. Your brush in water, dip it in the paint, and then kind of wipe it off. You can even wipe it off on a paper towel a little bit so that you don't have a heavy amount, because you don't want to cover the purple. I'm out of paper towels. You don't want to cover the purple, so just very lightly, very lightly.
Your daughter just showed up.
Hey, Elena.
Hi, Elena.
You see how I barely have any? And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just very lightly, because I just wanted to have that aged kind of little antique-y kind of look to it. So you could probably barely see it. But I want to do that before I put anything else in there.
It said turn the camera.
Thank you. Okay, so you can see now where it's very lightly put on there, right?
Bonnie says hi.
Hi, Bonnie. Okay. Now,
Somebody says they can't see canvas.
that was from
Goodbye.
before.
Oh, okay.
You can see it now, right?
Thanks.
Yes, that was from before. We have that delay. Okay. I lost my chalk. That's never good. Can't go losing chalk. I have this, but this never works for me. So I'll just have to draw with a paintbrush. I just love that. Okay. So I'm going to draw in my cheese. What I want is kind of that rounded. Oh, I can't wait to do the cheese. I want to throw some grapes on there first. So I want a very dark purple. You can use your dioxazine purple, or you could combine quinacridone magenta and your phthalo blue together. But I already did that. My background is a little purpley, so I'm going to use this angle brush, right here, and I'm going to dip into the dioxazine purple. But you could, like I said, you could use a combination of the phthalo blue and the quinacridone, and don't lighten it up with the titanium white, and see what you get. But we're going to be adding colors on top of this anyway, okay, to blend it out a little bit. So I just want to have some grapes. Now what you could do is you could cheat. You could find a little water bottle cap or something like that, and then dip it and make like a little imprint. You know, you could dip it in what you can see, like spread out a little white and dip it and make it a little imprint there, so that you have something. You could use an old tube of paint, because that's kind of a nice size for a small canvas. An old tube of paint, of like the Golden's paint, the cap, and just hold it by the tube and dip the cap in there in your white, and then make like little imprints for your grapes. Or you could practice freehanding, and that's what we're doing. This is what the whole thing is about, is practice, right? So I'm just going to throw some grapes on there. I'm going to start right here, and I just took my angle brush and I'm just twisting it around like that. Take the angle brush and twist it. Remember the old compasses at school? You just twist it around. So it's very simple. Grapes aren't perfect. They're not machine made, and we're going to be overlapping them. So it's a very unintimidating thing to do. Okay? I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to be adding on top of this grape anyway. We're going to be adding white. We're going to be highlighting it. So don't worry about perfection. This channel is designed to not worry about perfection, because we can't take it. Can we? We can't take perfection. So I'm overlapping. So once you get the outside circles, the rest of it is just kind of trying to remember the shape of grapes. So you see how I'm just twisting my brush? You don't even need full circles anymore. Once you get those outside grapes, you really don't even need full circles. See how that's starting to shape up? And like I said, it's very forgiving. You twist your brush around one way, go closer to the top and twist it around the other way. And if they have any questions, babe, I really need to hear them.
No question.
No questions? Who's painting today? Who's painting? So it's all in the twisting of the brush. I'm just throwing some on there. It's all in the twisting of the brush. If you have an angle brush, you're all set. And I always try to get everybody to use these angle brushes, because they just make drawing on your canvas a lot easier. I was going to draw out with the chalk. I was going to draw out the basic shape of grapes, but you'll get it. You'll get it when you see it. You will get it. All right. So I'm going to go on top of this, because I want you all to see what I'm talking about. I took just a little white. I did not rinse my brush off at all, so that I can get that lavendery look. And I'm just going to put a little highlight on these. I'm not going to go all the way around, okay? I'm just going to get parts, pieces and parts. I'm not even going all the way around. So you see? That's the way it's going to, and I don't want it too perfecty. What kind of word is that? So I want to blend that, take that dark purple and blend that line out. I don't want a line on there. So I just brush that dark purple off a little bit. I mean that line off a little bit with the darker purple. So you just kind of go back and forth a little bit and see how those are starting to look like grapes. Leave some of them dark, because some of them are going to be shadowing the others. So I'm back to the dark again, and I'm back to making some more, and I'm going toward the bottom center, and I want the grapes to start getting a little bit smaller, so I'm just doing half moons on the bottom here. Just doing half moons just with the top part of the brush. So if you need me to do it on a white surface, I will show you so that you could see. I'm taking the brush like this, and I'm just putting the back end of it, the short end down, and I'm just twisting the long end like that. That's all I'm doing. And I'm overlapping. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just twisting them around. And you see how you give the illusion, but I want the grapes to be smaller, and I'm in a weird position. But you see the point here? I'm just dipping into the dark, and I'm twisting my brush around. And even though I didn't get a complete circle, we're overlapping anyway. So that's it. That's how easy this is. Just twisting that brush around. And then you fill in. You don't want those white spaces in between. You don't want that. So you overlap, and believe it or not, you'll still be able to see the shape of the grape. Then you go into the white.
Ian says, great teaching, Angie.
Oh, thanks. You go into the white with your dirty brush so that you have lavender, not white. And you just put a little swipe. That wasn't enough white. And you put a little swipe over the same side of that grape so that you have your light coming from up here. So you want to do that little swipe. But, like I said, blend it just very lightly so that you don't have a line on there. So you see what I'm saying? Now you see how that looks like grapes? And if I was to continue with that, I would go down. I use the dark though, and I would just keep going. Okay, so you see those grapes? Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing. I could use a little bit more white on here, a lighter lavender, and keep that background dark so that you have a contrast and it doesn't blend in with my background. So you see, because now it's dry and now you could see how well the highlights show up. But I'm kind of liking, I'm digging it, okay? And now I'm kind of very, very lightly brushing that line, that straight line. I don't want a straight line on there, so I'm very lightly getting rid of that straight line off my highlight. And there you go. So there's some grapes. You like that? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it closer to you because okay, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, that's better. Very good. Okay, that's good. Okay, now you guys can see it, right? Okay. George, you're lighting up their lives. I get it. That was very, what do you call it? Clever, clever. Okay, so you guys get that, right? All right, let me see if I can bring it even closer. Okay. All right. Okay. They love you, babe. Now we're going to stick some cheese in there. Have some cheese with that wine. All right.
Olivia Power says, what brand of paint do you use?
I use Golden. And I'm not endorsing anybody. I don't have any, what do you call those things? I don't have any deals with anybody. But that's what I use. And I like Matisse too. Matisse is awesome. I like the colors and all that. It's just it's a little pricey for me because, you know, it's international for me. Okay, but they have reps here, but it's still a little on the pricey side. Well, so is Golden. But you get what you pay for. Okay, so now we're going to do some cheese. So I have some yellow ochre, and I have some burnt sienna on here, and I'm combining the two. Let me see if I'm, let me go a little closer to you. Okay, burnt sienna and yellow ochre. See if you can see that.
Emma says hi.
Hi.
I'm new here.
Hi, Emma. Emma, do I know you? Or did you find me? Okay. We're going to do that round kind. I like the round kind. So we're going to do that round kind. So we're going to start in here and like just above one of these grapes, and we're going to go around and twist. Okay. And then I'm going to get some cad yellow, and I'm going to go like this. I'm going around this grape real careful like. Because we have to kind of overlap everything a little bit. So, and I'm going to try to bring it around like this. So that we have that kind of cheese. I like this kind of cheese better than the, oh well. I knew I was going to need to do some fixing. This is when I like to bring my my canvas into my hands. Okay, so we're going to do this. And I'm going to not make it all perfecty. Whoop. And then I'm going to go like this. And now I'm going to take more of the burnt sienna. I'm going to go around like this. I'm taking my paint right back off. Going around like that. There we go. Alright. And there's my cheese. Alright. Now I'm going to take this yellow, my yellow, cad yellow, and I think what I'd like to do is put a little slice in that cheese. Like that. Okay. Put a little slice in there. And I'm going to take my burnt sienna and pinch that off. My burnt sienna. And I'm going to put a line here. Okay?
Leanne wants to know, is it smelly cheese?
Yeah, I think it kind of stinks. Then I'm going to come down here with my yellow ochre. And just come down here a little bit. Okay, so we have like, I'm looking, all my painting, all these paintings so far, the perspective is kind of looking down on it. So there's some cheese. You like the cheese? I'm going to leave well enough alone with that cheese. But the slice is what gives it, the slice and the brown edge gives it the cheesy look. Cheesy look? What? Not that I want it to look cheesy, but you know. I'm going to brown this up a little bit more. Just going to swipe a little here. A little swipe there. Oops. There. A little back and forth till I get it right. There we go. All right. So there's my cheese. Okay. And then we're going to do some light greenish color grapes. Okay, I'm going to bring this closer to you again. Okay. I'm getting kind of hungry too. Okay. What's my time looking like?
7:31.
Oh, okay. We're going to be finished in time. How's that so far? All right. Some light green grapes. I'm going to take another angle brush. I'm going to dip into my yellow. I want to put it where you could see it. Can you see that? I think you should be able to see this. Put it in my yellow. I'm going to take just a touch of my phthalo blue. Grab some more yellow. And then a touch of my yellow ochre. So it gave me a really pretty green. So mostly cad yellow, dipped into the little bit into the phthalo blue and some yellow ochre. Be liberal with the yellow ochre, and it gave me this pretty grape green. Okay. All right, so same thing. It's redundant. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go into the, but I'm going to do a half a moon here. Just a half a moon there. Okay, half a moon here. Well, a whole moon. Ooh. Whole moon here. Half a moon here. I'm starting where the cheese is because I don't want it to, I want it to look like, you know, I don't want it to be in the exact same position as the other grapes. Okay. Going out this way, going out this way, going out this way. So you see I'm doing that same circle-y thing. They don't even have to be full circles as long as they overlap. Get what I'm saying? Because when you pick up your grapes, you're not going to see each grape on the bunch. You're just going to see a bunch of grapes. So here you go. And these are easier because there's such a contrast already, so you don't have to overlap as much of the darker on top of the lighter. Okay. And then I'm going like this. And I'm just making those half a moons. Half a moon. Whoop. I put my brush backwards. So you start on the short end of the brush and you twist around. Short end, twist around. I'm going to grab a little bit of phthalo blue in here to darken up. Man, didn't take much. A little more yellow ochre. So yellow ochre, same brush, but I want it a little darker for the bottom part. And I'm going to put some dark in here because there's some on top of the others. I'm at a funny angle. Anyway, you get my drift. I'm going to have to switch the way I'm holding this because I'm at a funny angle here. Okay, you get that? And then you want to just slightly, just maybe do some swipes. This is what I'm doing on this side. I'm doing the opposite swipes. Underneath, I'm taking this darker green and making some swipes underneath because your light part is where the light is. So I'm doing the opposite of what I did earlier with the dark grapes. I'm making dark swipes on the bottom part of the grape, you know? And then I'm going to dip a little bit in the white and lighten that up so that you could see a little more definition in these grapes here. Okay, a little bit of the white into that light. And the more you layer grapes, the more you layer it, the more realistic they look, if you want them to look realistic. Okay. And I take a whitish swipe and I made a little white mark here. Okay. I'm going to rinse this brush off. And I'm going to dip into the white a little bit. Dip into the white just a little. And I'm just going to put just a little teeny, you know how you do on eyeballs? When you do the eyeballs, just a little bit of little white on some of these grapes, not all of them. Very lightly on some, a little bit darker on others. But I just want to show a little light hitting those, okay? And it wasn't going to work if it was still wet, not for this part, okay? Now a little, I can still take that same brush because it's white and make a little, some of them more obvious than others. Just like you do with eyes, with eyeballs, okay? Okay. So there we go. Now, what I'd like to do, because I accidentally went in the same position because that's how the brain works, I want to go out here a little bit more and change the shape of these grapes, because I have the same exact thing on both sides and I did not want to do that. So I'm just going to hurry up. A little bit more phthalo in here, a little bit more yellow ochre, wherever that is. There's my yellow ochre. And here we go. And then do a little bit of something over here. Okay. Because I didn't want those grapes to be exactly the same on both sides. That was like a what? I thought I didn't do that, but I did, because that's what the brain wants to do. The brain wants to copy just what you did before. So I'm just kind of fixing that.
Leon says it looks great.
It looks grape?
Great.
Okay. And then underneath. So I just kind of real quick mix some more. And then I want to get the darker. And then go on the bottom. Okay. And then maybe a little yellow. And get a little yellow on here. Put some yellow. Oh. Alright, so the more layers you have, the more colors that are in the family, the more realistic and interesting they're going to be. Okay. I want darker on this bottom part. Okay, and then what you could do is just have some single grapes just chilling out here where they fell off the thing. Okay, now if I wanted to go longer, I would have done a little bit more of a background on the bottom, like a little cheese board or something like that. And you could still do that. You could still totally do that, because the background is a little bit abstract anyway. So you could still totally do that. Make some. And I usually kind of like making my little boo-boos in front of everybody. Okay, so I had a little piece hanging out here, and I dipped in some, I dipped my brush in some water, wiped it off, and I got rid of my extra little, whatever that was, stuck onto my grape. Cleaned it up a little bit. So very easy to clean up. Alright. Okay, guys. So that's kind of it. Now, to show my background and to give it kind of a cheese board look, even though we did this first, oops, I'm going to go into my yellow ochre and very lightly give that impression. I have burnt sienna and I have yellow ochre that I keep losing, and I'm going to give it that little cheese board look without actually doing a cheese board. So here's my yellow ochre. I still have some burnt sienna out here. And I want my fatter brush, wherever that is. It's got has some purple on it, but I want my fat brush for this. And I'm going to dip into this, into my burnt sienna. I want to go where you guys can see me. Alright. going to lightly, and I'm wiping it off, and I'm just going to lightly do the little thingy on the bottom so you can see. And I'm going to go into my sienna here, darken it up a little bit more. And give it a little bit of a table. Okay, a little bit more of my sienna, and give it more of a table. And then see, that became more of a shadow. See, the purple became more of a shadow in here. Watch me accidentally go over my grapes. See how that became a shadow? Oops. I didn't mean that white to go on there. But you get the idea. Okay. And just kind of brushing on there. And giving it that whole little thing there. So that's my burnt sienna and my yellow ochre. Wipe it off. And then a lot harder than I did the yellow ochre at the top. And there you go. I gave it that effect. And what you could do, which is kind of risky, is take your tiny skinny detail brush, dip it into some titanium white and some yellow ochre, and make it a really light yellow ochre. And you could make some squiggly lines on here. You can make some squiggly lines. Okay. Some squiggly lines here. Alright, and then take that brush and go over it so it blends in. Okay, so that gave it that look. Oh, and speaking of squiggly lines, I almost forgot. I'm dipping my burnt sienna in a little blue, burnt sienna, blue, and yellow ochre. And I am going to make some, I want it darker. I think I'll get some more burnt sienna and some more blue. Okay, I want it nice and dark. Alright, here we go. And now I'm going to make some, I want really skinny little squigglies. Little squigglies. Well, that's not dark enough. I think I'll use some purple, put some purple in here. Okay. And I wanted to make some squiggly lines like that. Okay. Make some squiggly lines. Okay. And you can make some, take your angle brush into this dark color here. It's like a dark, dull color. If anybody's talking, honey, you'll have to tell me, because otherwise I'm like ignoring them. And if you want to make a grape leaves have the big piece, then they have the two lower pieces, one on each side, and that's kind of how they look. And I have to darken that up with some purple so you can see it. So it has the big piece up here and it's squiggly. Then it goes to the side And that's a grape leaf here, and it goes this side, and that's your grape leaf. Okay, so you can do that, and then I'm kind of smushing it, but your grape leaves are like that. Okay, and I don't know if you could see that, but I'm gonna hold it up tight, up close. Wait, I have to do a quick fix. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up close for you so you can see that grape leaf. Okay, you see it? So you could put a couple of those on there. You could put a couple leaves on there and overlap them. Like, don't ever just put something by itself on there. You just always want to overlap it. Put some more on there, put another leaf, you know, overlap it, make it, you know, what do you call it? Impression. Impression type painting is great for people that have fibromyalgia. It's just great.
Jennifer says, looks great, Angela. And Jan K says, wow, lovely.
You liking it? And you can do the same thing over here. Put your impression of your grape leaves.
Bonnie says, wow, Angie, that's gorgeous.
You like that? Really? I didn't get enough sleep. I tend to get a little more creative when I'm really tired. Okay. So how about that, guys? Is that okay? Okay. That's it. All right. Oh boy. So that's the best I could do with that, but it looks a lot better than I mean, it's not like, I don't know why it looks a mess on camera. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm done with that. I want to talk to you. Okay. Let's see. Now I got to see. Something happened with Barb. Let me see. Nerve damage? Oh, no, that's... Let me see. I must scroll up. I'm missing a whole lot of what's going on here. Let's see. Barb. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share to Pinterest. By the way, while I'm looking on here. Oh, you pinched the nerve. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so painful. Yeah, some warm compresses, hopefully. Yeah, there's always going to be something. I did notice that, but I think the colors are so muted that the camera is a little fooled. Like, what's going on? Oh, thank you. Oh, Cynthia, I didn't see you on here. Oh, thank you. Who else is here? 16. If you're on here and I don't know you're on here, don't be shy. Just say hi so I know. No one will pay attention. Just say hi so I'll know you're here. Because some of you I've met on YouTube, and some of you just joined my channel. So I want to see if you made it. So just peek in and say, hi, I'm here, and then run away if you want to. Hey, Juliet. Hey, boo. Hi, Jane. Bonnie, Emma. Thank you. I go a little fast because physically, this is what we do. We try to like keep it fast. Hopefully everybody can keep up that's painting. Oh, so good seeing Susan. Hi. Oh, I love when you guys jump on and say hi. Okay, I feel so less alone. It's lonely when George isn't reading to me and I don't know anybody's out there. Thomas. Hi, Thomas. That's my grandson. Elena. my goodness.
Thomas is on?
It's okay, Jennifer. We're going to rewind. We're going to leave it on there. Danielle. Oh my goodness. Juliet. Oh my goodness. Wow. This was really a surprise because I didn't put a whole lot of early notifications and all that stuff up for this one. I really didn't. So this is a pleasant surprise. Because I threw everything. I planned it a long time ago, but I just didn't do the computer stuff till kind of the last minute. Thank you. Tina went back to bed. Oh, feel better. She must not be feeling good. Thanks, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. And I hope, I'll put a picture up so you can see it a little bit better. I'll put a picture up. So. That's so sweet, Juliet. You guys make me feel good. Oh, Tina doesn't feel well. I hope you feel better, Tina, when you come back and watch this. You're so welcome. I miss all the chats. I got to get George to start reading out loud to me. Hi, Aubrey and Ari.
Aubrey and Ari.
Did you paint along, Ari? Ariana is she likes art, and Aubrey is good too. You should get their canvases out and have them paint along. I bet they could do this. It's so nice meeting you, Emma. Thank you so much for joining us. Every Saturday, we're here every Saturday at 7 p.m. Unless I call out sick, and I'm not one to call out sick for anything. So, yeah, every Saturday 7 p.m. we're here. So if you're at home and you want to join us next Saturday. Next Saturday, I think we're going to put this whole still life thing, the few of them we did together, and we're going to stick them on the bottom of a sunset and put them on a table or something. So we're going to do that next. We just did these little practices in order to do that. If you guys have chronic pain, join Painting with Fibromyalgia on Facebook. If you don't have chronic pain, I'll see you next Saturday on YouTube. But if you have chronic pain, come over to Painting with Fibromyalgia. Look at the guidelines, answer the questions, or I said it backwards. Answer the questions, and then when you get accepted in, check out the guidelines, and then upload your paintings. So, and if you don't paint, you can still hang out. Learn how to paint if you never learned how to paint. So awesome. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you on. It is 7:59. I'm so proud of myself. Started on time, ended on time. Yay! All right, love you guys. Bye. See you later. Take care. Wait, where'd you go? Cynthia, do you have a tutorial, The Girl by the Tree? Oh, no, I don't. But I might add that. I did a variation after that, but I didn't really do a whole tutorial style. Oh, that's okay. You can paint badly with us. You don't have to upload it if you don't want. There's a lot of newbies that end up joining me and painting with me. So don't worry about it. All right, see you guys. Take care. Good night, everybody. Have a good day, Leanne. It's early for her. All right, see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.